Head over to thebestsongever.com and purchase our new hit, Together Again. It is a cover of Smokey Mike and the God King. That's Jeremy Boring and Michael Knowles. And with your help, we will smash our way onto the Billboard charts. Will Chamberlain tweeted out a quote from Nikki Haley in 2020 saying, "We should all stand with Bubba Wallace today against the cowards who secretly put the noose in his garage stall. Watch your back, cowards. Bubba has a bigger army than you do." Ugh, cringe. Well, we all know about Nikki Haley's cringe, but Will Chamberlain said, "Meet Trump's VP pick." I responded, "I'll bet you $1,000 he doesn't pick Haley." Will Chamberlain replies, "Give me 4-to-1 odds and you're on." My response, "If Trump picks Haley, I'll give you $4,000. If he picks anyone else, you give me $1,000. Will responded, "And if it's a push, if Trump doesn't win the nod, if so, deal." And I said, "Let's get it, bets on." And he said, "All right, bet." I am so confident. I actually don't know if it's a real bet or we were just joking, to be completely honest.
No, it's real. It's in writing. Yeah. Contract.
The world's going to hold you to it.
Like, for sure. And I'll stand by it if it is real. But Will may have been trolling and I'm goofing off. But, in the end, it'll be funny when Will comes on the show and then we can, when depending on what happens, if Trump doesn't or does, we'll resolve it. But my point with this is not to actually say I want to bet cash. It's just that I'm so confident Donald Trump will not pick Nikki Haley that I'm willing to make a bet. I'll have to talk to Will and ask him if he was serious about it. But it's fun anyway. And I will, if it is. But I'm so confident that I'm not worried about 4-to-1 odds.
Yeah, the thing is, the Nikki Haley VP rumor, I feel like is just the mainstream media trying desperately to say it has influence over the conservative primary or the Republican primary. I think ultimately we know that she is not the VP choice. I obviously think, I've said this a couple times on the show, I think one of the mistakes we make is thinking that the only options for VP are the people we see on the debate stage. There's actually a much deeper deck of potential people anyone could pick from. It doesn't just happen to be who else has launched a presidential campaign. But I think, there's too much bad blood between Nikki Haley and Donald Trump, and I don't think she would garner him any major support anywhere he needs it.
Is that I didn't know they had bad blood. Do they not get along?
Yeah, they've sniped at each other a ton.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to enjoy working with people that he's sniped with.
Yeah, ever. I mean, why would you, right? We're talking about trust all night tonight.
Plus Tucker, so this is, would you have taken 10-to-1 odds is what I want to know. Tucker said on stage at Turning Point, he would actually advocate against that ticket. If Trump picked Haley, he would say, do not vote for Trump. So I think Trump listens to Tucker. That's why I'm on board. I don't think there's any chance in hell he's going to go with Nikki Haley at this point. Tucker suggested he pick Vivek Ramaswamy. I also suggested that. I think that he would be the right move.
Ramaswamy said he wouldn't take a VP pick when he was here with us when Jameis was on. I don't know when that was now.
That was a smart tactic. If you're running for president, you shouldn't say I'll accept second place. But realistically, I think that would be, because whoever becomes VP is probably going to be the next president.
I'd rather see Vivek go back to Ohio and run for office there and do something interesting. I mean, he's got so much energy. I feel like in some ways being VP would be too penned in for him.
Although in the age of social media, and he's a loudmouth in a good way, V, he would make a lot of noise in that office. And I think Trump's his life is liable. If he tries to be president again, it's a very dangerous place for his life.
Sure, and he's got a lot of civil cases going on. I mean, there are a lot of things calling his attention.
So I would say that VP role is probably more important now than it's been in my lifetime in 44 years. That's probably the most likely that a VP would become president.
Which is why Charlie Kirk suggested the right move would be to make Tucker Carlson the VP.
And Tucker was humble about it, but what do you think about that?
Tucker wanted Ian to be vice president.
Yeah, he agreed. I thought Charlie was talking about me.
Well,
Charlie said who it should be is the man sitting next to me, and I was sitting, and I was like, "Oh, well, thank you, Charlie." And Tucker was like, "I'd vote for that." But do you think Tucker would be
poor Tucker? No.
Yeah. Do you think he'd be a good VP? T?
I think he'd be? I mean, there's a difference between journalism and governing, but maybe he could do it. I mean, he's certainly got the popularity and the people and the goodwill of the people, and that's what you need.
Who do you think should be VP?
I don't have an opinion on the matter. I actually think that Tim is very brave for placing bets because I think all bets are off. I think it's impossible to predict what is going to happen. I mean, if flying saucer came through this window, that would not surprise me right now. I think
Hunter Biden information would come out.
Crazy.
But to clarify, it's safe to tweet this because Will even said he was trolling a different tweet. So I don't know if there's actually any actual real bet.
I see.
But
That's
we're
fair
good.
enough.
But my point is like I would make the bet. I don't know, depending on whatever. But I need to actually ask Will. Did you really want to?
I just think it's roulette.
And what are
I
the
think
laws on like making a bet like that? I don't even know.
Yeah,
No,
what, do you have to pay
Well, what if
taxes?
it's monopoly money? He can come.
Yeah,
on
no,
and
because
give
there are
you a
taxes for like bet with your friends.
I don't know. Maybe over
But
a
he
certain
was
limit.
he said that when he was saying when he said Trump was going to pick Nikki Haley, he was like obviously trolling. He said
Oh, okay.
like he's poking fun at Trump
Yeah,
for the
'cause-
idea that he might pick Haley.
That Bubba Wall tweet is awful. It's so badly.
Can't be DeSantis. It won't be DeSantis.
I think Tucker would be probably a good pick.
and I
for
think he
it.
would accept if Trump asked him.
I think Charlie's right on that analysis.
You know, I think Tucker could help Trump win, but you make a good point about journalism and commentary versus actual governance. Being a good political leader, it's not about knowing the issues. That's a component of it. It's about knowing how to navigate
And
a broken system.
really like Vivek's move with Strive, his company that's divesting away from ESG. This is what turned me on to him in the very beginning when I first met him. I didn't know who he was. Tim interviewed him. I think it was Charlie Kirk's studio. And I was just like, this guy knows how to solve the problem. The problem is BlackRock is trying to buy up the world, and he knows how to divest our resources away from BlackRock by not complaining. He's creating a new system that we can go into.
For some reason, and I don't necessarily agree with this, I'm just telling you what is the realities. For some reason, the people don't trust Vivek, or they're asking, who is this person? Many people in the Midwest have said, well, he's like Obama, this very, very, very intelligent, well-spoken guy, but they just don't seem to trust him or know him well enough. Like they, for example, trust Tucker. That's the read I'm seeing. By the way, I like most of what Vivek says. When I interviewed Vivek, and him and I had great chemistry. I mean, he's ridiculously smart. I like what he says. He even understood what I do to a degree that most people don't. But for some reason, the people don't seem to do you see that? They don't seem to like, who is this guy?
But I think
Where's he
that's
come
because he's sort of
clearly they're
popped
racist.
out of nowhere.
Well,
don't throw the race card around. We're too close to the end of the year. No, I'm being serious. He sort of popped out of nowhere. I mean, a lot of people didn't know what his company did. He wrote his book. You know, it's all very fast. That's why I really do think if he were to, be the governor of Ohio, he can build this national name a little bit more, but also, really take Ohio to I mean, you're from Ohio, right? Like he could do so much for that state and also eventually launch another presidential bid. I think it would be cool to see his beliefs applied on a small scale first. I think it would gain trust. I think people would believe in him more, and then he can do even more when he runs again.
I'm so in the moment right now. I don't know if there's going to be another presidential election, and that's not even a joke. So, like, I really want the best right now. And I agree with you that the trust in Vivek it's Vivek, just in case. Vivek.
What did I say?
Vivek.
Vivek.
Yeah, like Vivek. He came on.
Vivek.
He came in like an outsider and like, okay, what's his politics stuff? And you could see him talking and like, not really sure exactly like how much should I say right away? Let's go. And then as time went on, I think he became kind of a representative of what the people wanted from him. And he started speaking massive truth to power.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa, is this fake? No, he's doing what people want him to do.
What was the Christie line where he's like, you sound like Chat GBT when you talk? Did you see that line? I'm not a huge Chris Christie fan. I thought it was kind of funny.
But it's
Vivek GBT. Yeah.
Vivek sounds nothing like ChatGPT.
No.
Right? It was Chris Christie is just such a pathetic failure of a man. Donald Trump, more like Donald Duck. And then he smirks like, bro, that didn't land. And he's smiling like, I got him.
Well, there was like a whole section of that debate where they just skipped him. He was so
I know,
irrelevant.
it was amazing. Donald Duck. If Trump keeps ducking the issues, they're going to call him Donald Duck. Through my mouth a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sold because of his economic policy, Vivek's. It's getting us away from BlackRock because I'm not even concerned about the left-right paradigm, the Republicans, Democrats, any of that. I'm concerned with global banks trying to take over and fascize this country. It's been happening for 100 years, and what was it called? The banker plot or the business plot?
Yeah.
They actually Sydney or what's that general's name? That they tried to get to overthrow the
Smedley
U.S.
Butler.
Smedley Butler. These businessmen went to, according to Smedley himself, he blew the whistle on it. They came to him and tried to get him to stage a coup on FDR in like 1933 or something. These businessmen, this fascist takeover, and Smedley was like, "No, I love America. I love the First Amendment, and I'm not going to do that." And so those people, that ethos still exists in this country. And they've been just doing it slowly, incrementally. They got us off the gold standard. They got the Jekyll Island. They got the Federal Reserve set up. I don't.
Jekyll Island.
Yeah, we got to get away from these bankers, this bankers union thing, and create a more reputable country for the people. Something with like local trade.
They don't want there to be country. They want there to be world.
Yeah, I'm open to that, but it's got to happen judiciously.
I'm just going to start referring to they as the enclave, because what they'll try to do is when Vivek says they won't let you do it, they're like, aha, he's an anti-Semite. No, I'm not talking about Jewish people when we say they were talking about the intelligence agencies, the wealthy corporate elites. I'm just going to call it the enclave.
I feel like if there is a cultural war, which there seems to be a cultural conflict, that if we win, if the American ethos wins, that people all over Earth will overthrow their tyrannical governments and create First Amendment rights and gun rights, and they'll take control of their societies.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.